Many of us have made the tough decision to take away the car keys from elderly relatives who are no longer able to drive safely. But a Hernando County woman says she's been unfairly targeted by a state program used to report dangerous drivers and get them off the streets.
I-Team investigator Adam Walser is exposing how a cancer patient has gone through a long battle with the DMV to keep her license, even though her own doctor says she's capable of driving.
I'm Allison Boston from Ohio.
Every time Allison Boston, who now lives in Brooksville, Florida, gets in her Hyundai Santa Fe.
My car is a 2012. I have 40,000 miles on my car.
She puts on her seatbelt, checks her mirrors, and observes safety precautions. Boston earned the designation Safe Driver on her license, thanks to her driving habits over half a century.
Golly, you make me sound old when I'm half a century, but yes.
How many speeding tickets do you have?
None.
How many accidents have you
None.
had? Perfect driving record.
Perfect driving record. I've never been pulled over.
But that may change soon, since the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles has threatened to revoke her license. It started in June when Boston went to urgent care for dizziness. An MRI showed her lung cancer had spread to her brain. The physician's assistant who treated her immediately filled out a form and sent it to the state saying she was no longer safe to drive.
And I begged him not to do that because I knew, you're not giving me a chance to even go see a doctor or find out what's going on or anything.
Between 2017 and 2022, the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles initiated 79,215 cases as part of its medical review program.
The HSMV came up with rules to revoke somebody's license for medical reasons.
Attorney Leslie Samus says the process is overseen by a board of physicians called the Medical Advisory Board, which evaluates and sets medical and vision standards for Florida drivers. The board has the power to revoke driver's licenses for medical reasons, a process intended to keep dangerous drivers off the road.
How well do you think this system works in Florida?
So the system itself is so secretive that I don't think anybody really knows whether it works well or not.
Boston was sent a long list of questions.
Here, let me go through some of this. Psychiatric, mental, alcohol and drug, no. Diabetes, no. Cardiac, something skeletal, no. Sleep disorder, no.
She wrote NA on every line. After having surgery to remove her tumor, she says she no longer had symptoms or took any medication. Boston's doctor, a neurologist at Moffitt Cancer Center, vouched for her health and ability.
He wrote a letter and said there's no reason why my driving privileges should be suspended, revoked, or anything. There's no reason why I can't drive. I'm doing it now.
Samus says that doctor's letter is the only reason she's still driving.
If your doctor is not willing to fill out the form and say that you are safe to drive, then they just revoke your license permanently.
And Samus says anybody can make a report to the state claiming you have a medical condition, even if you don't. While often the process is used to report family members who are no longer safe drivers, it can be used to retaliate against drivers.
The people making the complaints, those are completely confidential, and they have immunity where you can't find out who they are.
Samus charges $4,000 to navigate the long and difficult process of getting licenses restored following a medical complaint.
They literally can spend hours and hours and hours and a lot of work in providing all their medical records.
Boston says she'll have to pass a vision test, a driving test, and a written exam within 90 days.
It's a lot to study. It's a lot to try to remember and all that.
Between 2017 and 2022, 54,316 Floridians had their licenses revoked by the Medical Advisory Board. Allison hopes that won't happen to her.
I don't know how they have that much power. I get that they're trying to keep everybody safe.
I'm I-Team investigator Adam Walser with photojournalist Randy Wright, taking action for you.